So hey everybody, I'm back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about a very important subject, which is your inability to apply words that you have recently learned. You are not able to apply them in your conversation. Those of you are watching this video right now, you face this issue often while speaking in English. And that's why it is seen that most English learners don't even start speaking English. If you're one of them, today this video is going to help you a lot. I remember when I started learning spoken English, I had the same issue. Like I would memorize some unknown words and useful words, but when it would come to speak English, I would fail every time I apply those words, and I would get frustrated, and I would stop practicing, and then I would remind myself of a very important thing, and that is practice. Well, as a speaker, you always expect that you will be applying a lot of words, unknown words especially, in your conversation. But what if you are not able to remember the words that you have just learned while you are talking to somebody? And that's embarrassing. So when this thing happens, you get completely blank and you feel like nothing is happening. You are speaking bad English, and you start doing some overthinking, which is terrible, which is detrimental for your performance. So there is no point of thinking too much about remembering the words and then applying them in your conversation. So I have talked about the kind of problems you face or you might face while remembering words that you have learned recently. Let's talk about the solution. Like, how can you solve these problems of the new words application that you have learned? Like, I really don't know how to do that, but I can give you a very simple solution here. And the solution is, don't try so much to apply the new words that you have learned recently. If you stop trying to apply new words, you see that you are free and you can speak English freely. When you have a lot of cognitive load, a lot of like psychological load of applying new words, you even don't remember the easy words that often come at your tongue. But you often forget those words because you are taking too much unnecessary pressure of remembering the words that you have learned recently. So if you take my suggestion, then I would love to give you this suggestion, is that go out there and speak English and let the words come. Let your brain help you. Don't over pressure it. Like, when you do that, you speak really bad English, right? So a lot of people often find this useful. They take some pause and they try to remember the new word they have learned, and they successfully apply it. But I've never been so successful in doing this thing. I've always failed in remembering the words. Even I have lost the flow of the conversation many times while speaking in English. So I never put my brain on any treadmill to remember or to retrieve the words that I've recently learned. It's important that you grab the flow of the conversation and you go with that, because speaking is important. And of course, when you don't apply new words, then you don't find newness in your conversation. So that is also a detrimental part of being a speaker, that you are not able to apply new words. That's why you no longer find it interesting to be speaking English relentlessly. But it is also not advisable for a speaker to keep on thinking about the new words and getting frustrated. So one particular advice I have for you, and that is, you have to prioritize your speaking. Don't prioritize the unnecessary and unachievable task like I have to remember all the words I have learned recently. If I talk about myself, I have been speaking English for 15 years, teaching English for last 10 years, 10 years. And I have never been successful to apply the newly learned words. So it's important for you to remember that it's not in your hand, like how your brain is going to help you. It's not in your hand. You just have to let your brain work like the way it works, right? And you have to prioritize speaking. If you prioritize speaking more than this thing, like reminding yourself the words that you're not able to remember, it is better than just doing all these things. Like, you just have to prioritize speaking. Wherever you get the opportunity, speak English. And last few words for spoken English. What are you doing every day? Are you speaking English every day, or you are just thinking of speaking English? What I mean by that is, if you speak English every day, you don't have to worry about the things that we have just discussed, like remembering words, grammar, and so many other stuff. So keep speaking. Every time you get an opportunity, leave your mark on that. So when you speak more and more English every day, there is a lot of chance to improve. There is a lot of chance to rectify all the mistakes that you are making on a regular basis. I therefore come here every now and then to remind you of the most important thing, and that is spoken English. If you do not speak English, there is no point of watching 100 videos, doing all sort of things. Speaking is the first and last thing that you have to do. Every day you should wake up with a plan, and there should be one thing on the top of the list, and that is speaking, and the bottom of the list, speaking, right? You have to speak. Speaking is your first priority. All right, that should be your first priority. So if you are not speaking English, then you are doing a lot of harm to your communication skill. All right, listening is not enough. Reading books is not enough. If your target is to speak English fluently, if you want to become a better fluent speaker, then you have to prioritize speaking. Hope you like this video. If you do, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it yet. And don't forget, speaking is the thing that you have to do daily. I'll see you on the other side. You take care.